It was because of this role that John Hinckley became obsessed with you.
Who is this? Oh no, none of you are kids!
And that thrust you into a spotlight at a very young age for all the wrong reasons.
I felt very shocked, very frightened.
He would call her constantly.
So you just let her let you try?
No.
Sending letters to her dorm room.
I just cannot wait any longer to impress you.
Look, I really can't trust you, okay? You understand that it's dangerous?
Oh, well, I'm not dangerous.
Shots have been fired at President Reagan. Mr. Reagan indeed was hit by one of these shots. The suspect, his name is given as John W. Hinckley.
He admitted she was the reason behind the shooting.
Jodie, I'm asking you to please look into your heart. I'm doing all of this for your sake. I love you forever.
How did one man's obsession with a 12-year-old turn into one of the wildest assassination attempts ever seen?
Yeah, it's the one regret that I have.
March 30th, 1981. 18-year-old Jodie Foster is in her dorm room at Yale University, trying to live a normal college life away from the spotlight, when a troubling letter arrives. It reads, "Dear Jodie, there is definitely a possibility that I will be killed in my attempt to get Reagan. It is for this very reason that I am writing you this letter now. As you well know by now, I love you very much. Over the past 7 months, I have left you dozens of poems, letters, and love messages in the faint hope that you could develop an interest in me." He goes on to say that he would abandon his plan to kill the president if only he could win her heart and live a quiet life with her. But he admits he can't wait any longer. He says the assassination attempt is the only way to impress her, the only way to make her understand that everything he's about to do is for her sake. He then ends the letter saying, "By sacrificing my freedom and possibly my life, I hope to change your mind about me. This letter is being written only an hour before I leave for the Hilton Hotel. Jodie, I'm asking you to please look into your heart and at least give the chance with this historical deed to gain your love and respect. I love you forever, John Hinckley." Before Jodie can even process the letter, the unthinkable happens.
Videotape of an incident that took place less than 15 minutes ago at the Washington Hilton Hotel when shots were fired at President Reagan. Here you see the president coming out now. We just have to watch. I don't know whether we can hear this or not. There it is. Shots. God.
Now the word from a White House official is that Mr. Reagan indeed was hit by one of these shots. In the left chest, he is described as conscious. The suspect, his name is given as John W. Hinckley.
In the meantime, more details have emerged of his bizarre obsession for teenage film star Jodie Foster.
Long before the shooting, John Hinckley was living inside a fantasy. He had been obsessed with Jodie since she was just 12 years old. After she starred in the controversial film Taxi Driver, in his mind, reenacting the film's violence could earn her attention. But the role Hinckley built his fantasy around was never an easy choice for Jodie.
I remember being just completely embarrassed. They made me wear these clothes that I would never wear, you know, hot pants. And I was the kind of girl who, like, I wouldn't wear anklet socks. I would only wear knee socks because I didn't like any part of my leg showing. I mean, I really had clothes phobias. And here I was in platform heels with a ton of makeup on and halter tops, and I was mortified. I was completely embarrassed by it. And I remember going with my mom and going shopping with Ruth, and I remember at one point, you know, starting to cry and going, you know, I can't believe I have to wear this awful clothes. And my mom said, you know, this is only a character, it's only a part.
Jodie's brother recalls in a biography about his sister that Jodie realized that doing what she was told and doing it exactly the way she was instructed was the key to their mom's approval. There was nothing but grief in fighting her mom, so Jodie listened to her every word.
Make sure you don't ever make a man mad. You know, try to manipulate him and say nice things about, you know, flatter him rather than make him mad, because making a man mad is dangerous.
Taking her mother's guidance to heart, Jodie became the good girl. She learned quickly that being good meant being safe, and she carried that belief with her everywhere.
I liked going to work, and I liked you know, being on time, and I liked the discipline of all of that, and I liked doing a bunch of takes and having somebody say, no, do this, no, do that, and following them.
He was great, you know, smart and a good person to work with at such a young age, too, you know. She was a very charming girl to be around, a lovely teenager, just pleasant to be in her company, and very smart. You could see her smartness, her brightness at that time.
Staying in line opened doors she never thought possible, but it also placed a growing weight on her shoulders.
What was your reaction when you received an Academy Award nomination for Iris?
That was crazy. That was just crazy. To be a part of that, to be a part of the group was just extraordinary to me. But I think it also, it kind of scares you.
Why, afraid you peaked too soon?
Well, it makes you different than the other kids.
Yeah.
And suddenly you feel a tremendous responsibility that everything that you do has to matter, and that you have to be as perfect as possible, I think.
Throughout her teens, Jodie did as she was told, no questions asked. Between the ages of 10 and 18, she made 15 films. She was also the family's breadwinner, working to help pay the bills, a reality that created an unusual and complicated dynamic between her and her mom.
You and your mother?
Me and my mom, yeah.
So it's like a marriage.
Yeah.
And you were the father.
Is that right? Yeah. It probably looked like, in some ways, that I took care of the family. And that was part of my personality, yeah. She kind of sold it differently. You know, she would say, well, you know, you do one job, but then, you know, your sister does another job, and we all participate. We're all doing a job, and this is all part of the family. But it is an odd thing for when you finally come to the realization that you did support your family financially. I think it's a kind of a strange burden.
But when she turned 18, Jodie hoped to step away from the spotlight, from the work, the responsibility, and the version of herself she'd been forced to become too early. She decided to enroll into university.
What was on your mind when you first went to Yale?
To be like everybody else, coming from the kind of experiences that I had, I wanted to sort of fit in and be accepted by my peers.
But little did she know, her life in the spotlight had followed her to Yale in the form of John Hinckley Jr. For years, he had watched as she grew up in the public eye. Now he was determined to close the distance. John had been stalking Jodie for months. He pretended to attend Yale, followed her around campus, sent a steady stream of letters and poems, and even tracked down her phone number.
Who is this? John. Oh no, not you, a cat.
Despite her fear, Jodie did what she'd been taught to do. Stay polite, stay calm, and keep the peace.
So you just thought everyone you tried?
No, that's really nice of you.
She didn't go to the authorities. She threw away everything John had sent her, until one day he made sure she couldn't ignore him.
Yesterday it emerged that Hinckley had written a lot of letters to the 19-year-old actress who starred in the movie Taxi Driver. Miss Foster, a freshman at Yale University, gave a press conference to discuss them.
When did you first realize the connection between the Hinckley in the letters and the Hinckley who shot the president?
Well, how many Hinckley's do you know?
Did you contact the authorities at that point?
No, I was contacted by the police.
How did you feel when you noticed the possible relationship?
I felt very shocked, very frightened, and very distressed.
But did you have any knowledge then that those letters were forwarded to the FBI? When was the first time you knew the FBI was involved in an investigation of the Hinckley letters?
The first time I knew that the FBI was involved was when somebody called me up and said, please come over and talk to the FBI.
That same weekend, the weekend the president was shot, Jodie was scheduled to perform in a campus play at Yale. She could have stepped away, but being the good girl, keeping people calm, not disappointing anyone, still felt safer than saying no.
I will say that the play I did at Yale was a difficult time. The opening weekend was the weekend that John Hinckley shot President Reagan. And I was a difficult time for me. I went into hiding. I couldn't finish up rehearsals. But I decided that, the show must go on, and it was a horrible time, and the performances were sort of sullied by this other factor and these other things that were going on.
Those other things were new threats, not from John Hinckley, but from another man. His name was Edward Richardson. During the weekend of her play, Richardson arrived at Yale. He found the theater, he took a seat, and he intended to kill her. But when Jodie walked on stage, he lost his nerve and fled.
What a scarring, strange moment in history for me, to be 17 years old, 18 years old, and to be caught up in a drama like that.
Everything on the campus changed.
Yeah. Well, somehow I had talked myself into thinking that maybe I was a little anonymous, and that I was like everybody else, and that nobody was watching me. And then, of course, came the glare of all the cameras trying to find me, and hiding places, and press conferences, and paparazzis, and all that stuff. And it was a really hard time for somebody who's 18.
So you said to yourself somehow, maybe there's some reason I did something that deserved to be the attention of this?
Probably, yeah, looking back, I'm sure there was a little bit of that. But then also just feeling, I felt guilty about everybody else. I felt bad that I had to drag everyone else through it in my life.
I know that emotionally, it was so difficult for her that she almost felt like there was more she could have done before it happened. She felt kind of to blame, or at least a little bit to blame, because maybe she didn't send enough of the letters to the FBI. Maybe she didn't insist that they do something about this guy that was sending these very strange letters and very strange phone calls to her dorm.
After years of being accessible, compliant, and available to everyone else, she finally retreated.
I wish that I could live my life without knowing what it was to be famous. That's the one regret that I have.
Did it change you, though, in terms of what you decided you wanted to do about acting, about your life, or about anything other than the worry and the guilt and all of that, and whatever anger you had at Mr. Hinckley?
Well, it definitely influenced my future and how I thought about my work, why I do what I do, and how I wanted to shape my career.
Tell me, what were the answers that you came up with?
Well, I probably, a part of me just didn't want to be a movie star. What I call a movie star, with the quotation marks around it. It's just being a celebrity for celebrity's sake. And I really, really wanted to make an effort that if I was going to be an actor, then I wanted to be, I want to be doing it for the right reasons.
Jodie knew something had to change. She couldn't keep pleasing everyone at the expense of her own safety. She was no longer the little girl who did what she was told. It was time to put herself first.
I tried to be as authentic as I possibly could, and I had to protect my own psyche from the publicness. I just had to figure out how to dig a trench around me and to survive intact. I've become really selfish because I never was when I was younger. And
because you were always slavish to the profession.
That's right, had to be a professional. And now I've really learned that life comes first.
You learn at a very young age that people are trying to get something from you, and you learn that in order to keep a life and to have a life that you want, in order to have friends and have real intimacy and real friendships, that you have to draw a line.
To this day, Jodie takes pride in being a private person by setting boundaries. She has been a role model for young actresses, navigating the same pressures she once faced alone.
Like, I was so obsessed with being on set and working and not going to school and not doing all the right thing. I was like, I will make movies until I die. And she was like, you should do anything but that. Because you're a real human being. And it felt protective and nice. And
I look at the room tonight, Kristen Stewart and Claire Danes, Jennifer Lawrence, all these young women that I've worked with who basically were child actors like I was a child actor. And I feel very protective of them because even though I think I have managed to get through the process relatively sanely, I have my scars. And I hope to be, in some ways, a member of their family that's out there protecting them.
I think I have managed to survive and survive intact. And that was no small feat. I happened to be one of those people who was able to find resilience and use the challenge in some ways to become a deeper person.